Hello, I'm Amy Graves, Chair of Women United at United Way of Tucson in Southern Arizona. Women United is a group of dynamic women who are business, community, and civic leaders eager to bring awareness and critical funding to support early childhood education and our community. We're so proud that the Business Breakfast has grown into one of the largest local events in support of early education. We know a critical component of quality early education is reading proficiency. That's why 7 years ago, Women United introduced the Literacy Champion Awards to the Business Breakfast.
I'm Pat Sneezek with Sun Street Mortgage. The Literacy Champion Award recognizes teachers who go above and beyond their call of duty in the classroom. We always do our best to support the local community in every way. We find great value in that. Teachers are no different than our military, no different than our first responders. They do not get enough appreciation, enough gratitude, and we need to step that up and recognize them more. Students are the future of tomorrow.
We're so proud to recognize these amazing educators and thank them for their dedicated service to our children. Congratulations to this year's Literacy Champions. Jennifer Campbell from Prince Elementary School. Dalexa Iglesias from Santa Rosa Head Start. And Heidi Kornacki from Twin Peaks K-8. We hope you enjoy learning about these amazing educators and join me in thanking them for helping to build a thriving community.
My name is Heidi Kornacki. I teach here at Twin Peaks K-8. I think I just kind of always knew that this is what I needed to do as a kid. I remember being little and never asking for Barbies or anything like that. It was always I want a chalkboard, I want a whiteboard, I want all of the teaching things I can possibly have. And so I think I just knew that that's what I needed to do. I'm inspired to continue teaching because these kids completely fill my heart every single day. Some of them come in and they struggle so much with reading, and then just being able to show them that they can do it and they need to believe in themselves and just giving that encouragement. But right now my focus is just building that solid foundation so they don't ever have to feel like they can't do something. The most successful thing isn't how well I teach. Obviously that's helpful. But it's really that classroom environment. The kids need to know that they're safe. They need to know that they're loved. There isn't any kid who's ever going to be able to learn without feeling safe. I help my students find passion in reading by making it fun. When they come to my reading group table, we play games. We pull out poppets to sound out words, play little card games for them, where they pick cards and they have to sound them out for me. I always try to build in their own personal experiences with literature, and so when we're reading stories, I'll always ask personal things about themselves that ties into the story. I think just their personal accomplishments in class, just in a year's time. They're little, yes, but they're big to them. And so just seeing kids who come in and who can't read and then they end up leaving and they're reading a whole entire chapter book, that's a huge accomplishment for these little kids. And so it's amazing. I think the challenges that I see, especially in the last couple of years, has just been us coming out of this pandemic really hit the kids hard. Trying to learn through Zoom in kindergarten is rough. It's really rough. And then to expect a teacher to teach reading through Zoom and to expect these little kids to learn, that was really hard. So they have huge gaps in reading, they have huge gaps in communication, social skills. So just trying to bridge that all now, coming back from that pandemic. I definitely think that as a community, what I would like all of us to do is take the time to look and see what's on our ballots and know what you're voting for. We definitely need funding for education. We need to keep teachers in the classroom. I think that I am most proud that my principal even thought of me. I teach with amazing teachers. I really think that I do. And so just the fact that she even thought of me when that came across her desk or in an email, she has seen me grow tremendously. And so just to be acknowledged for that is enough.
Hi, my name is Dalexa Iglesias. I'm an early childhood educator who works for Head Start for the last 13 years. I basically grew up in a family where everybody was an educator and they were really passionate about their profession. I wanted to do something different, so I went into engineering career. 2 years later, I had my first son who I enrolled in Head Start. So I fall in love with the work that teachers did with children and their families. That was my inspiration to switch to education. What really inspired me to continue being a teacher is the work that we do with children and their families and how we support them to development in the different areas. What I determine as a success in my teaching is when I see them grow in all their developmental areas and and also to see them grow as a unique persons. I believe literacy is really important because we're giving them the basics to success in life. It's proven that children who had been read frequently during their early age, they go to school with more vocabulary and more fluency on reading. One of my favorite stories is when we see how books or literacy support them to grow in their social emotional area. Like when they start coming to school, they needed that extra support to help them with this anxiety to separation with parents, and books are a really helpful tool to support them. One of the programs that I love in the community is summer literacy program, where children are able to choose their own books. They choose age-appropriate books that they can take home. From engineer career to education, I never imagined having this joy every day, like seeing their children and their families, how they grow, and the impacts that we do on them. I'm really honored to win this award. But I will also wanted to dedicate it to all the early childhood education teachers that work with children and that they transfer this love of reading to young children.
My name is Jennifer Campbell. I am a reading specialist, specifically a reading interventionist at Prince Elementary School. Having grown up in this neighborhood, I think the coolest thing that I've seen is the demographics of this area have changed quite a bit since I was in school. We have a very, very diverse population with students from all over the world come to us, and I just think that's super exciting to see, and to see our neighborhood thrive because of it. I very quickly figured out that I had a passion for teaching reading because the right to read, reading is a civil right. Every student deserves the chance to be taught to read properly with excellent instruction that's based in the science of reading. It is their ticket to being successful in life. So I think my biggest inspiration is just building those relationships, letting them grow, and watching the students grow. When I'm working with my struggling students, which I like to call striving students, I find the most success when I really explain to them what's going on in their brains. Reading is really all about the sound. So my biggest success is when I explain that to them and they understand it, and then they can see themselves grow. Business community can support some of the nonprofit organizations like United Way or Literacy Connects and some of the others that have volunteers that come into the classroom. I'm most proud about winning this award because I've been part of a team of different interventionists across our district. I'm so honored and proud to be part of that team, and proud to be part of a team that's making such big changes in the lives of all of our students.